What's up, y'all? It's Nas MMA back with another video, and today we got a very important topic. We're discussing UFC 314 coming up soon, April 12th, and most importantly, I wanted to touch on the main event and why I think that it's not gonna happen, y'all. Volk is not winning. I would love him to win, don't get me wrong. Volk is one of my favorite fighters. He should be one of everyone's favorite fighters. I mean, how can you not like him? But I'm trying to be a realist here. I am officially predicting that I think Diego Lopes is going to knock out Volkanovski inside 3 rounds. And I think it really comes down to, one, we have to remember that Volk is 36 years old. I mean, no one has ever won a title fight. I might be wrong, correct me in the comments, but no one, if not maybe one person, but I think it's nobody, has ever won a title fight in the lighter weight classes, lightweight and under, at 35 years or older. No one, ever. And I guess if anyone could do it, it's Volk. Long layoff. It's been, last February was when 298 against Ilya. So it's been like 14 months, long time to recover, but Diego's fought 3 times since then. No, yeah, 3 times. He fought Sadiq Yusuf, UFC 300. He fought Dan Ige at 303, and then he fought Ortega at 306. So he's fought 3 times since then, and I do believe he's getting better. And, Volk has done nothing really, but, well, I'm not going to say he's done nothing because obviously he's had a training camp, but I'm saying that he's how can he refine his flaws that were there against Ilya? I mean, he can, but the thing is that usually these are things that you brush up, on your first title run. When you're 29, 30 years old, you find that thing that, you need to fix in order to take you to that next level. He's 36. And he's always had that issue where he backs his chin, or when he backs up, when he gets pressured, he maybe gets hurt, he's going to back up and leave his lead hand very low, and the backhand isn't really covering, the whole chin. And once he's on the fence, he's going to leave that chin up, and he will get pressured. Diego Lopes is a marauder on the feet. He likes to put guys on their back foot. And when that happens, I'm thinking that Lopes is going to catch him. It's one of those, 1-2 combos that he hit Ortega with that somehow Ortega survived. Ortega is a zombie, and he has one of the best chins in UFC history, which Volk does not have. Let me remind you, Volk is not eating that combo, and I think he's going to get hit with it. If Volk does not wrestle, if Volk has the same approach that he had against Ilya, he's going to get knocked out. Like, Lopes is a monster. He might not be proven like Ilya yet. He might not be on Ilya's level just yet. But he's close, man. Like, okay, let's look back at Lopes' 3 last wins, right? First of all, let me remind you, Lopes is 30. He's on his title run. Or he's on his run to the title. And, he's 30, dude. Like, he's fresh. He's the young guy. Like, we always want these vets to win in these scenarios, but it never happens. It doesn't happen. And it's not going to happen. Volk, he's going to have to smudge Lopes, man. Like, I don't know if he can strike with Lopes for 5 rounds and not get KO'd for it. Because Volk has no power. That is another really big reason as to why he's not going to finish this fight. I highly doubt he gets a finish here. If he does, it's like a 4th or 5th round TKO. Lopes is exhausted. He does have great cardio. I'll give him that. Volk just outlasts him and, gets like a smothering TKO. Doesn't put him out. But Volk doesn't pose any threat on the feet, really. Watch his fight against Ilya. Ilya's just Those jabs, those lug kicks, those body kicks, they have no effect on Ilya. He's just taking them and setting up that shot, setting up that combo. And I think Lopes can do the exact same thing. Lopes is a really good striker. He chinned Sadiq Youssef at UFC 300. That was brutal. It is Sadiq Youssef, but, it does show this guy does have finishing ability. The Dan Ige fight, I know a lot of people have brought that up as a negative as to, on Lopes's career, a little bit of a skid. But keep in mind, Lopes, that was scheduled to fight Ortega, and Ortega pulls out the day of. Dan Ige, like 5 hours before the pay-per-view, flies into Vegas, and, they meet at a catch weight. I can't remember what weight, but Lopes had already cut to 145. Lopes already made weight, and Dan Ige was in the 160s. So that was way tougher on Diego. He felt the ramifications of that weight cut. Ige was, not weight drained at all, and he wasn't prepared for a guy like Ige. He was prepared for Ortega, and I think there's too many asterisks on that fight to say that, Lopes, obviously he got kind of destroyed in that third round. Not destroyed, but he did kind of get manhandled, but, I can give it a pass. That was one of the craziest turn of events, right before a fight that I think we've ever seen. So I don't really blame him that much. He did win the fight at the end of the day. And then he fights Ortega a couple months later and smokes him. He didn't get the finish, but, it is Brian Ortega, who does have one of the best chins we've ever seen. And he landed a crazy combo right at the beginning of that fight. He lands that on Volk. He's chinning him. I'm sorry, but he is. Volk does not have proven chin. He's gotten knocked out in his last 2 fights, man. No, not last 2 fights. He fought Yair in between. Actually, no. Yeah, I am right. His last 2 fights he got chinned because he fought Islam, lost the decision, beat Yair, and then got chinned by Islam, and then got chinned by Ilya. So he is coming off of 2 straight KO losses. And the last guy, look, if he was fighting Movsar Evloev, I would 100% be picking Volk. Movsar is a great matchup for Volk. He can beat a guy like that. But coming off of 2 KO losses, he has to fight Diego Lopes? Are you kidding me? I do see a path for success for him if he wrestles, if he can outweather the storm. Maybe, Diego's cardio isn't that good, and maybe that Dan Ige fight was a hit, that this guy does fade at the end of fights. Maybe Volk can get a late round TKO, or maybe he can just cruise to a decision at the end, win the last 3 rounds, maybe still one of the early rounds, maybe win like a 49-46, 48-47. But I'm not betting on it. I'm not betting on the 36-year-old grizzled vet, 2 KO losses in a row champ returning off of a 14-month layoff to beat the young, surging, monster finisher Diego Lopes. I'm not picking Volk to win. I think Diego's got him, and I wish it wasn't the case. I'd love for Volk to win, but I don't see it. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video because I saw a poll the other day, I think it was today actually, where 78% of people, something like that, it was in the high 70s, 70% of people were picking Volk. And I think we're sort of picking who we want to win, not who we think is going to win. I would love to be wrong, but yeah, I think Diego should definitely not be that big of an underdog. And in fact, it's Volk who needs to do the impossible in this matchup. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys want me to make a video on next. I hope you guys are ready for fight week, because I haven't been this excited for a pay-per-view in quite some time. Although Prates and Neal is off, so that sucks. But still a great card. Still looking forward to it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.